What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and with me it's Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Hey! I have a sad stat that I wanted to post. So I have two because the sad one. I just had to find another one. Luka Doncic did not play against the Denver Nuggets a few days ago, and with that DNP, he is disqualified from the regular season NBA awards.
Oh wow,
So that was a huge bummer. Just to offset that,
yeah.
I did find that Nikola Vucevic, who's having a fantastic season for the middling, competitive Chicago Bulls, has the second most points in his draft class. In his draft class includes Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Kemba Walker, and Kawhi Leonard. So not like a bad draft class at all. He's second in points. So Nikola, man.
Wow.
The Vooch.
And every bit as consistent as Vooch, but with far more personality. It's the line boss, Trey McCroskey. Get that, Joe.
Chris made me think of by saying Luke is out. So Chris has now lost one of his MVP picks in the roundtable.
It's a tragedy. Yeah.
That's why you don't pick people who are injured.
Man, Luka.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's usually eligible for these, right?
I actually feel like Chris's both of your picks are gone because your second pick was Anthony Edwards. So.
Oh yeah, you're out.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Who is Shea? Who is Shea in that?
Titus has Shea and Wemby. I have Jokic and Giannis.
Okay, so it's between you two. Yeah.
Yeah, Jokic and
one of us is getting it.
Let's get it, boys.
Yeah.
Well, we'll update those in the off season, but right now we're getting towards the middle of the season, and that means All-Star break is coming up. We got the early returns to talk about tonight. We're going to go in a little bit about the new format that we're not sure about here for the All-Star game. Chris is going to give us his All-Star teams, East and West, and then we'll probably have a couple of questions just to round out the show. Let's get into it here. Joey, walk us through this new format. I haven't really dug in yet to what the new format is. From what I hear, it's 4 teams, and they're like playing some sort of a tournament.
Yes, there are 4 teams. So the main problem, right, was that there was no competitive nature in the game the past few seasons.
Yeah,
they tried a handful of things. They tried the Elam ending a few years back. They tried drafting teams, right, picking captains and having drafts. They tried giving out prizes to charity for whoever wins each quarter. They mix up a lot of things. Last year they went back East-West, hoping to get a little bit of juice in the game. It was the highest scoring All-Star game of all time. There was zero juice and it was very nothing. So they decided this year to try something different. And yeah, as I said, there are 4 teams. 3 teams will be made up of, I don't know how you want to say it, but I guess 3+ year NBA players. So they've had to have been in the league for 3+ years and then selected via fan vote, coaches vote, and players vote. So the mix of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then there will be a 4th team that will be the winner of the Rising Stars game on Friday night. So there will be 2 Rising Stars teams of 1st and 2nd year players. Whoever wins the Rising Stars game will be the 4th team. Okay.
Okay.
The 3 teams of 3+ year veterans will be then drafted. So the 24 players will then be drafted into 3 teams by Charles Barkley. Will have 1 team. Shaq will have 1 team. And then Kenny will have another team.
Okay.
Then Candace Parker will automatically just get the Rising Stars team.
Okay.
And then 2 teams and 2 teams will play 1 game to 40 points. Whoever meets 40 points first is the winner. And then whoever wins winner of those 2 games will then go play in a final again to 40 points. And that'll be it.
Wow. That's weird.
So it's a mini tournament. You potentially could have guys from the same team, same conference, completely different teams, all mixed up, all jumbled. there's probably going to be some confusion because I'm pretty sure 1B will be an all-star. And then does he also Rising Stars game? So like if he does that, which team does he go on? It's gonna be messy. But how do you feel?
My first question is, so then who are the all-stars? So like if I guess so it's the 24 all-stars that they normally draft,
it's
right?
8-8-8.
Okay, so it's gonna be 8-8-8 in the 3 teams. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are they doing starters? Because there's only 10 starters.
So I'm guessing they'll have to pick those first.
Through the draft.
Yeah, through the draft.
Barkley, Shaq, and
Yeah.
Like they've done with the draft in the past when you had the captains, whatever, they had the starters and the reserves, and the stars had to get picked first.
So then it'll be 4 starters on one team, 3 starters on the other 2 teams. This is what I don't understand. Like, this is the stuff I don't get.
Yeah, you're kind of messing with the distinction of an all-star.
Yeah, because like it made sense when they did the drafting of the 2, the 2 teams when they were all right. They had the 10 starter pool, and then then you could draft from the starter pool. That made sense, and then you had your starting lineups. That's really throwing me off. Just kind of hearing that. I like the coach's idea. I think that'll be fun. But I'm just so thrown off.
Well, they're not even coaches. They're just captains to pick the team.
Captains.
They're
not
coaching. No.
So then, who's coaching these teams?
I don't think they're coaching. I think the way I read it was their captains responsible for drafting, which to me almost seemed like a final, like, thanks for everything, TNT.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a send off. But they'll probably coach. Who's coaching the All-Star game?
When they have the All-Star coaches,
right?
So then
it should be Joe Mazzulla.
Because like if Candace Parker automatically gets this Rising Stars team, she's not drafting anybody. Like, what is she doing?
Correct. She's not drafting anything. She just gets the team.
She just gets to be there. Like, that seems shitty.
It's kind of weird because the Rising Stars are basically like they're the carrot in front of all of this. Like, hey, whichever team has to play the Rising Stars, like that's the team who's going to actually care.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be the ones that don't want to lose to the Rising Stars team.
They want to prove themselves.
Right.
That's my other question. Okay, so
the other game is going to be the same as any other All-Star game. There's no difference to it.
Who has to play against the Rising Stars?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to decide who does that.
This is all right.
It's weird.
We'll learn more. Let's get to the fan voting. Let's talk about the players that are going to be in this weird ass thing.
All right, I just have to say one last thing, and then
all right.
I think this is going to be stupid. I think this is going to be horrible. That's all I'm going to say.
Awful.
I think I like it only because the All-Star game has been trash. It's been bad. It's been as bad as it could possibly be.
Could it be worse right now?
What's the worst thing with this? Like, the format's weird, but like at least like the players might try or be forced to try because of the little kids, the Rising Stars are going to make them try.
That's only one team though.
Yeah, but there were 4. So like,
And here's the other thing. Like, I get this idea of like they're going to play for respect, but they wouldn't even play for respect with the best players in the league. You know what I mean? You're going up against the other team of best players in the league. And if that doesn't get you going to like, hey, I'm going to make a point, playing some kids is not, they're going to be like, who cares? Yeah, let them run up and down the court. They want to do this. We're the veterans. I'm going to take this L and go sit.
I mean, dang, now the All-Star game's really like at another level.
Because what if the Rising Stars win?
Yeah. I mean, who's on the Rising Stars team? Like, just roughly, like, who's your top 5 first and second year players?
Is Paolo on there too, or no? He's the 3rd year player, 4th year player.
It's not Paolo. It's Wemby. If he decides to go there, I don't know what they're going to do with him.
I think if he's an All-Star, he gets pulled, right?
Yeah, he'd get pulled.
I think that's how it works in the past. Like, did Derrick Rose go to the Rising Stars game the second year? Wasn't he an All-Star the second year?
It's a good question. I mean, it's the Thompsons.
Yeah, Star Thompson.
And then Brandon Miller, Pajemski, Keontae George.
They're not winning. That's all right.
right?
Yeah, and the rookie class isn't doing him any favors too, right?
The rookie class this year is
it was
there,
Dalton
Scoot,
Connect
and
or
put
something.
Scoot Henderson in there.
Yeah, I think we're okay. But like, oh man, I don't know. But like, let's just pretend for a second that they win. I know, sorry, I'm on this rant right now, but like, really moving on. But like, pretend for a second they win, and then everybody's gonna be talking shit about the All-Star game. I'm like, look, they couldn't even win against first and second year players. They're not All-Stars. Like,
Yeah, they don't care
this
anymore.
could be a bad look, man. I don't know.
It should be like the fringe guys, the guys who were like on the bubble of the All-Star team.
I was just me. I would have rather them expanded it and said, all right, we're going to, however many All-Star, like 30 All-Stars and go 6-6 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just kill the All-Star game altogether. Do All-Star weekend and all the other.
They might. I think this might be. It's like, what else do you do besides this? Just kill it. Like,
if this
announce the awards at the end of the season, move to the end of the year. Don't even, just have a break. It doesn't matter.
The players don't care. So like, if the only way to make them care is to cancel it, then give it a shot. Because I guarantee if they cancel it, they're going to care. Not to mention two of the biggest names in the league, Kevin Durant and LeBron, came out and said it's a bad idea, right? LeBron said he doesn't like how it sounds. He'll try it. Durant straight up said it sounds stupid, but I'll try it.
No, what they should do is what they did for the cup, which seems to work, is just go, hey, everybody on the rosters of the teams that whether it's West or East, they all get 100,000 or something. So then, then they're playing for their guys on their bench. All right, so Giannis goes to the All-Star game. He's like, hey, we got to win because I'm trying to get these guys on the the bench
on his own team.
Yeah, on his own team.
Oh,
so then then all the East guys are playing for their teams to win.
I like that.
That sounds expensive, but I like
it's expensive, but yeah,
money talks.
Money talks. Yeah, put it up, put up or shut up, man. Let's go.
Right, so Chris is intrigued. He's curious. Titus and I are just out. Just it sounds bad.
I mean,
just because the All-Star game's been so bad, I have no interest in watching the All-Star game. But like, if you're gonna change it up, all right, let's see what's going on.
I guess that's fair.
I applaud the change.
Might as well change it up. But see, the other thing is, I think I'm weirdly sort of on the other side of this, where I know the All-Star game has been trash, but like I kind of don't care. Like that's just what I want to see. I want to see him chucking from half court and dunking. Like I don't
watch a bunch of LaMelos.
Yeah, that's fine. Like it's 90 minutes. Let's just go, get it done with. I don't need something. I would like it if at the fourth quarter, like I think all they need to do is just go, hey, look, for the last 5 minutes of the game, give us 5 minutes. Yeah, try. Everything else can be, alley-oop and one shit, but just the end of it, let's make it kind of close. But all right, let's move on. Chris was bringing up the second returns are in. All right, I'll go through this. Starting in the West with the leading vote getter, Nikola Jokic is. We'll start with the front court. So Jokic, he's the overall number one vote getter in the West. Jokic, Durant at 2, LeBron at 3, Wembanyama at 4, Anthony Davis at 5, Şengün at 6, Jalen Williams at 7, and Andrew Wiggins at 8, Domantas Sabonis at 9, and Jaren Jackson Jr. at 10. Man, solid front court there for the Western Conference.
Where did Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah, well, except for that one.
I didn't even know he was popular.
Golden State.
I'm more surprised that he's popular than.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in terms of total votes here, the drop off from Davis to Şengün is 1 million votes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the
top break. 5 guys, and then
the top 5 are carrying the most, and then it is
a cliff. Yeah, I probably should have read off totals. Maybe I don't know. That's a lot of numbers.
It is.
All right, the guards in the West. Number 1 is Shea, and he's fourth there. And it looks like in voting. So Shea, Curry, the number 2 guard, Luka, and Kyrie 3 and 4. Anthony Davis at 5, or Anthony Edwards, sorry. At 5, James Harden at 6, John Morant at 7, De'Aaron Fox at 8, Devin Booker 9, and Norman Powell 10. You guys want to stop there and kind of go over the West, or just read them all?
Yeah, let's go with the West. Yeah,
let's go with the West. All right.
Norman Powell, Chris's metalhead. It's his buddy.
Yeah, that's right. Let's move it down.
Norman Powell is a metalhead.
Was that the one, or which?
No, you give me who you just retired.
It's a different Powell.
No, it was Terrence Ross.
Terrence Ross. That's Joey's like
Probably in the
player.
same.
I was
Yeah.
pumped. If it was, I gotta look up maybe Norman Powell's.
Hey,
Hey,
Norman
maybe
Powell's
I probably just forgot what I looked
big
up.
system guy.
Big system. It's a big system, just not system of a
I
down.
just want to hear one. I just want to go to one game and hear BYOB because one player. That's like his walk
hype
on
song?
music. Yeah.
All right, Chris, give us your general thoughts here on so far the fan voting return in the West. Any big surprises? Any standouts? I mean, we talk about Wiggins, but
Yeah, Wiggins, but that's eighth. It's not a big deal. Curry. I maybe it's too early to go two, but like, is he an all-star? Are we sure Stephen Curry is an all-star this year?
You sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I think the fan vote will get him in, but like, I'm seeing SGA, I'm seeing Anthony Edwards, I'm seeing John Moran, I'm seeing Luca.
Is Anthony Edwards an all-star this season?
Don't question. What are you talking about? Get
what
out of
are
here.
you doing? I think he is.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, it's not his fault that the second best player got traded away.
Is it Curry's fault that they failed?
I don't know. Kind of. He said, "Don't make any big moves." Right?
He did just say that.
He did just kind of say, it's fine."
Just said it now. Fair.
That was weird. He's got to get traded, right? Like that's got to be a thing.
He got to do it. Release Steph, please.
I'm curious that you picked Curry out of all of this.
I thought you were going to maybe talk about he's not like the number one vote getter for the guards. Like maybe there's a passing of the torch here with Shea.
I was kind of bummed out when he said Shea was fourth. Like, who was the top vote getter? I don't have it in front of me.
So it looks like Jokic is number one at 2.2. Durant is 1.9. James is 1.9.
The SGA is 1.8.
Is 1.8, yeah. And then Wemby is 1.6. So
yeah,
I'm surprised.
Why isn't Shea higher? Is it because of his long name and the fact that he plays in Oklahoma City?
Because he plays.
That's got to be it, right?
Yeah. OKC and LeBron getting it. I mean, like the third leading vote getter. That's LeBron's name in LA.
LeBron's been fine.
He's been fine, but
he's another one too. Him and Curry are kind of the
legacy picks.
Yeah, they're legacy. Yeah,
they're like.
I guess I'm not that.
Made it.
That's why I guess I went on to Curry because I don't really have any. Like, Jokic is fine.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's not playing.
The West is pretty cut and dry to me. The only question is like, does Luka make it with 25 games played?
He shouldn't.
I don't think he should.
Shouldn't, right?
I think it should be Shea, Steph, Ja, and Edwards
for the four in the backcourt.
In the backcourt.
Well, so you can still have two bench.
So you
can still have like Fox. I got Devin Booker, Norman Powell.
Booker, yeah.
Shout out Norman Powell's. He was mentioning that fan voting. He's still. I'd rather have him over Harden.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's kind of it though. The guards are. It's really about the front court in the West.
Yeah.
Because then you got Sengun, Sabonis, AD, Wemby, Durant. Maybe I should pull this up. Would it be easier if we had a visual?
You can do it. Joey, any thoughts on the Western Conference while he's pulling that up?
I was shocked at the cliffs of
just
the drop offs from some of these guys. That there's the big names and then everybody else is kind of just so far behind.
Yeah, because even
a big drop off from Luka to Kyrie. It's 1.3 to 800,000, and then from Kyrie to Anthony Edwards is another 200,000 votes. It's a very steep cutoff, which I don't know what that means. Does that mean that it's the big names and the big names only?
All right, so I wasn't planning to share this, which is why it's kind of just makeshift. But I think this would help us kind of wrap our heads around how this All-Star game should be figured out. All right, so we got SGA and Curry. Based on a fan vote, those are the top two.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron and Kevin, those are the 3-4. Are we sure? Was AD? Yeah, and then Jokic is 5.
Yeah,
and I think and AD is he the 6th vote getter, right? So I think I put him 9th, even just because I started doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the bench. So I got Morant and then Ant, and I got AD and Wemby, and then I put Luka in the 3. But I know Joe, you're like no Luka. I'm like, all right, I get that. So we should have Sengun, Sabonis. Then here's my Jalen Williams. His numbers aren't great, But OKC has lost like 5 games.
Yeah,
Or should they really? They should get a second guy in there, right? JJJ, he's right on the bubble for me. Maybe he should get in. But again, like you got to pick between these 4, and pick 2, or pick 1 really. So bonus Fox, Jaren Jackson, and Jalen Williams, unless you want to take out Luka, then you get 2.
Wow, is Luka not gonna make it? Andrew Wiggins is not. He's not gonna get any. I was wondering,
Wiggins, get out of here with the
Wiggins. Wiggins has got to be in the mix here.
I mean, I don't know Luka's stats offhand, but as Luka wowed, I don't feel like Luka's wowed anybody this season.
He's had a solid year. He was great.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably just doing Luka numbers. Yeah,
he was top 5 MVP. It's just he's not playing for a while. And I don't think he's going back.
I think this season I would not have Luka, and I'd have Jalen Williams. That way you can get OKC 2. I'm fine with Sabonis.
So you said Luka and Jalen?
No, Luka out, yeah, and Jalen Williams in for Luka's spot.
So he's getting OKC 2. He thinks OKC deserves 2.
I think OKC should get 2.
You're saying Dallas deserves no. Kyrie can stay.
But Dallas is like 5th in the West.
Yeah,
I even include Kyrie in that. Maybe I'd put him over Harden as one of my last guys.
Kyrie's not in. Wow, Dallas might not get anybody.
Looking at the advanced stats, Daniel Gafford has been having a monster advanced stat season.
He's not getting it.
Cool.
All right, Chris. If you want him, you're gonna have him.
Yeah,
he's like. I kind of wanted to look at Gafford a little bit, and I stopped because
you want Wendell Carter Jr. too while we're at it
as well.
Yeah, I mean Orlando's got to get one, maybe. Right? We'll get to the East. The East is another story.
Yeah,
but this feels more cut and dry because like these 10. All right, any was before we get to anything else. Jalen Williams and AD Wemby is the bench with Jokic, Durant, LeBron, Curry, SJ. That feels.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's the 10.
I think you're locked. Jalen Williams would probably be the only like iffy. I could see that.
He would be in the Wemby spot in the actual 10 spot. Yeah.
I agree. He should be there.
He should be there.
I could easily see it not happening though.
Yes.
And then let's not forget about a Houston Rocket for all of our Houston fans. I think there's usually a download a week from Texas. Maybe.
So yeah,
Alperen Sengun's got to be in there.
I think
they don't need a second.
Do we need Sabonis? Is he just putting up numbers right now?
They're on like an 8-game win streak.
I know.
The Kings are like the best team.
They lost.
Come on.
But they weren't. They weren't doing good. I mean, they turned around.
I know. I saw that last night. They lost. I got really bummed out. I know it was good.
Wow. I mean,
brought up.
So to me, I think my last spot would be between Sabonis and Triple J. I think.
So my only thing is like Sabonis is doing pretty much what he did last season and the year before, and he didn't make it then. So.
Yeah, but that was a travesty. He didn't make it last year, right?
It was, but Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't have the same season last year that he's having this year.
Yeah,
and the Grizzlies are
third.
So is Jaren Jackson going to be the Towns of this year to Sabonis again?
I feel like he's going to be the Towns. Yeah, that's actually
what I have then.
That's why. But so then
it matters. It shouldn't matter if your team is better. Like so the
Grizzlies get 2, and then the
Rockets get at least
Kings
1.
The Kings get none.
None. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Kings are 20-20.
If this voting started today, maybe it'd be different, but it didn't. So,
I mean, the Bulls are what? They're 19-21.
We're talking about the Bulls.
Well, I'm saying, like, should they get an All-Star?
I mean,
dude, every year I think when we do this, I see Sabonis and Fox right on the outside looking in.
So that's kind of where they belong.
Yeah,
that's kind of it. Yeah,
which is probably why De'Aaron Fox wants to get out of Sacramento.
Devin Booker does not. Phoenix getting 2 All-Stars would be insane to me.
Yeah,
you got to pick between one.
It feels wrong. All right.
And then Norman. Maybe I should have. I hate writing the whole name. So just Norman.
Storm and Norman.
There goes Norman.
Storm and Norman. I mean, the Clippers are 5th in the West, and it feels
gotta get somebody
an All-Star, but I don't know.
Kawhi.
Maybe Harden.
Kawhi.
Yeah, right.
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
The only weird one is Dallas not getting one, but again, you're not gonna put Kyrie in there. Luka's hurt, so
yeah.
Right. I feel good with this. I feel bad not having Sabonis in there. He's the first man out, though, to me.
Yeah, he can be an injury replacement.
All right. Let's go East.
right.
Titus, do you want to do the popular vote for the East?
Yes, I will give us the popular vote. Here we go. Giannis is taking the number 1 overall spot.
Both conferences, yeah.
Both conferences and the number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. And then the rest of the front court goes Jason Tatum at 2, who is just outside for the 3rd overall vote getter.
Mhm.
Big Karl Anthony Towns in the 3rd slot. Man, nice. Paolo Banchero at number 4, Jaylen Brown at number 5, and those 2 guys are the start of the cliff there.
Mhm.
Jimmy Butler at 6, another cliff. Oh boy. Franz Wagner, 7, Evan Mobley at 8, 9 is Joel Embiid, 10 is Paul George. Wow, this is a tough look here in the front court. And the guards, the Eastern Conference, man, holy crap, they're all over the place. LaMelo Ball is the number 1 guard. He's been the talk of the town here. Donovan Mitchell, jeez, at 2. Damian Lillard 3. Jalen Brunson 4. Trae Young 5. Tyrese Maxey at 6. Cade Cunningham 7. Jordan Poole 8. Darius Garland 9. And Tyler Hero 10.
Dude, how about that Poole? Poole getting the 8th spots. Was it
Jordan Poole?
Yeah, ridiculous.
The East is so unserious right now.
It's that Gen Z, man. It's LaMelo and it's Jordan Poole.
Wow.
It's LaMelo an all-star, maybe. Is he a first?
No.
Is he in the number 1 vote getter? No, he shouldn't be. Yeah.
That's embarrassing. Jimmy Butler in the 6th slot stands out to me.
I think that's like a Peyton Hillis Madden cover troll kind of pick.
There's just enough people who just love him because the antics that they're not even Heat fans. They're just voting for him because
they bought his coffee.
Yeah, it's like the troll job, like Chris said. Like
Joel Embiid, Paul George.
Out. No 76ers should be in the All-Star. Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George are all out.
This is bonkers. I gotta look at the standings too in the Eastern Conference here. But
no Maxey either. Okay, that was interesting. Maxey was the only one that I kind of considered from the Sixers.
Maxey's like De'Aaron Fox for me. It's like,
okay,
yeah, he is. That. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
it's like if your team was better, you'd be in, but you're not. So
Philly's in the 11th seed. Jesus, no. Hero is fine.
Hero's fine. I'm actually okay with Tyler Hero.
We're not even talking about Tyler here. No, he's not an all-star. But here, wait.
I'm fine with
Donovan Mitchell?
votes.
Was Donovan Mitchell the 2nd vote getter? Or he was like 6th?
2nd vote. So he should be the number 1 guard. Dono. Yeah. And then who would you guys have, either Brunson or Lillard, right, in the 2 slot?
No, it's Brunson in the 2.
Brunson in the 2?
I think it's
so no Lillard.
Trae Young in 3.
Okay.
Chris?
Dame's not a top 5 guard in the East.
Trae Young the most fun player to watch that nobody likes to talk about?
Yeah, probably.
Possibly.
Right? He had a step back logo 3-pointer yesterday. And I forget, like he is seriously the most fun player. Nobody talks about him. It's crazy. He does everything that everyone says LaMelo, or talks about how LaMelo does it. But Trae actually wins. Like it's just
Just been there, done that.
Fine with me. I don't care.
Can we just delete some names then and start organizing this?
Yeah, start deleting some names here. We gotta get rid of these.
Chris, I've just been waiting for you to delete.
All right, Butler out.
What do you
Joel out. George out.
Oh, I don't have those names on here.
Oh, you already.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's got.
Look at the bottom. There we go.
This is just the list of here. So let's go through the
top
your list. I have. All right, so we got LaMelo based off fan vote. Fine, I'm gonna accept it.
Don Mitch.
He should be an all-star. He's having crazy numbers. Don Mitch, Tatum, Giannis, Cat are the top 5. That's just what it is.
It should be Brunson, but whatever.
That's fine.
Brunson over LaMelo? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but
that's should be. But I'm fine with, for this sake of conversation, we have LaMelo.
So Brunson's 6 or 7 on the list. I put him 7th because I like Cade. Cade Cunningham's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and Brunson are the good backcourt. Jaylen Brown, I'm gonna be honest. I'd even look at Jaylen Brown's stats. before I put him in. I just assumed.
I like the respect. That's what it is.
Right, and then I did look it up later, and I'm like, oh yeah, he still put up the numbers. It's fine.
Respect.
It's just he's just like the consistent, like, yeah, he's an all-star.
Yeah.
Then I got Kevin, our boy, Mobley.
I was thinking today, guys, it might be time that we start calling him Evan.
I think he's earned it. He's earned it. I think he's earned it, Evan.
I feel like he's earned it.
You know what? Tomorrow night is Cavs OKC. Let's see if he earns it.
If he shows up.
If he shows up, if he has a
big game for him.
Yeah. He shoots 42% from three, but he makes like 1 or 2 a game.
Yeah.
And then I also got it where I got Jared Allen because advanced stats fantastic for Jared Allen. Dame, I could be talked out of Dame, and then Darius Garland as my 12th man. So I got 4 Cavs starters or 4 Cavs in there.
I think it's
which feels right?
That's right. They should get 4. They have the best record in the league, and they're
the first man out.
Wins.
First man out is Trae Young, the man I've just been over.
Yeah.
Then I got Maxey. Zach LaVine, respect.
Mentioned.
He's like a Norman Powell, an honorable mention kind of guy.
That's slanderous, but okay.
You mentioned
and then I realized the Pacers have nobody, so I had to put Pascal Siakam kind of on the list. He's not really totally there yet. And then Orlando doesn't have one for the same reason Dallas doesn't. Franz and Paolo just don't have enough games played.
Yep. Yeah. Okay with that. I think I might be with you. I mean, Dame's going to get in on a name recognition, but
that's the one that's
going to at the sake of Trae Young. I think that might be wrong. Yeah, that might be wrong.
Dame's going to get in because of the fan vote from the coaches. Everybody just loves Damian Lillard, right?
He's on the top 75 list for no reason.
Yeah.
Because didn't Trae get snubbed last year too?
I think so. Yeah.
Trae been snubbed a few years.
Deservingly so, though. Last year, I feel like they weren't as good.
Him and Sabonis, man, just back-to-back years of just being the 13th man.
I like these teams.
Feels right. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. I don't think there's
LaMelo's not getting in. He's going to be the number 1 overall getter, and he's not going to.
That's wild. I think he gets in.
Wait, what do you mean?
They do it just because they're not going to just say the fans vote didn't matter.
I thought the fans choose the top 5.
I don't think so.
No, it's like 50% of the.
It's vote. Like a heavy weighted percent.
Heavy weighted.
And then the coaches, I think, at the end could actually override. Like they could.
If the coaches and players are all on the same page and nobody votes for LaMelo,
he's averaging almost 30 points. He's at 29.9.
Yeah, I think he'll get in because he'll have such a lead in the fan vote that they're not going to just deny him in the.
It would be shitty to do.
Yeah.
To your fans.
Who would you put in? So you put Trae Young in over LaMelo. I agree.
Yeah. Then I'd have Trae and Dame over LaMelo, which I think that's what it should be because, again, it should reward winning. But it's great that he's got 30 points a game. Awesome. Congratulations.
I'm curious I'm also curious, too, because, they could put Franz in. Franz, I guess it's not a good one, but, they could put an injury. Well, Paulo's back, though. I was going to say they could pick a guy who's injured and then just be like, oh, sorry, can't play. So we get an injury replacement.
Can you guess how many games Paolo has played this year?
It's 7 or 8, right?
It's 7. I thought he played 15.
No.
Oh, wow.
Played 7 games. Yeah, he looked great in those 7 games.
Yeah,
5 games before he got hurt. He's been back for 2 now.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, you looked great for 5 games. I guess I was just pumped for Paolo at the beginning. Yeah.
That's nuts. I felt like he had a long run there of a month that he was looking good. It was just five games. Crazy how the NBA season goes.
So 4 Cavs in, 2 Celtics. Is this claiming then that the Cavs are better than the Boston Celtics?
We do have a couple of questions here we want to talk about. Joey brings it up. Are the Cavs better than the Celtics? Chris.
So I'm gonna box out of this question.
Oh yeah, box in, box out.
In the sense that I believe the Boston Celtics are still the superior team to the Cavaliers.
All right.
I've been watching the Cavs a little bit. I'm trying to come up to speed on the handling that I see from Garland. The ball movement is glorious. It's like Spurs-esque. It's fantastic. but I'm just not going to Peyton like the bench of the Celtics, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. When Kristaps is on the team, they just have more players. It feels like for the Cavs, beyond the four, we got Dean Wade, Sam Murrell, Ty Jerome. Just the names that aren't as
It's thin.
it's a little thinner, not as seasoned.
Thinner.
Maybe they'll make names for themselves like Gabe and Max did a few years ago, but as of now, I'm still picking Boston. So that's how I'm looking at it. As much as I would love for the Cavs to take it over.
No shock here. I'm the same, even though I do have a lot more respect for the Cavs after watching them beat OKC there. That was a pretty awesome game last week, and I'm excited for tomorrow for the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like them. I think it really is going to be a matchup issue. I don't think the two bigs thing is going to be ideal against the Celtics. I think the Celtics can spread them out and sort of alleviate or get rid of that sort of advantage the Cavs have. Garland's going to be small in the playoffs. That's going to be an issue.
It's so matchup heavy.
Yeah,
right?
It's matchup heavy. And like if they match up against OKC in the finals, let's say they get through it, then I like the Cavs. Like then I go, oh, okay, now I like the Cavs a little bit. But against the Celtics specifically, I think the Celtics still have their number. It's pretty wild. I do have one stat. Maybe we could do it at the end here about the Celtics. So, what was I going to say? But that can lead us into our next question because
give us the stat.
Well, I want to do it at the end here. I think it'll kind of come up at the end.
All right.
But you talked about matchups. I think the top four teams in the West are set. You guys still see me? Sorry, my computer's in somewhere.
We can see you.
All right. Yeah, sorry there. The Knicks are one of them. Will the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals, or is this just Cavs, Celtics? Is that what's going to happen? Joey, what do you think, man? Knicks?
I think you're for
finals.
Yeah, it's Cavs, Celtics, and the Bucks are the wild card for me.
Oh, okay.
I feel like everybody's kind of forgetting about them, and they've rightfully given us reasons to forget, but
it's not like that.
It's
rightfully.
It's Cavs, Celtics, but then I think if you have to pick that like third kind of wild card, like I think a lot of people are thinking the Knicks, but for me it's the Bucks more because of Giannis. Giannis is playing at that level where it's like when he's on, it looks like nobody can beat them because nobody has somebody who can match up against him. So it seems unreal for me to think that Karl Anthony Towns is going to go into any one of those matchups. So he goes up against Cleveland. He's got two bigs he's got to figure out. I don't see him winning that matchup, right?
Yeah.
Boston, he's probably favored against like the bigs in that matchup, but as like a depth thing, like it's probably not going to work out for him. Brunson doesn't beat the guards on Boston. Yeah, he doesn't beat the guards in Cleveland. Brunson would be the X factor against the Bucks, right? Because he probably stacks up. I would probably favor him over Dame, but you're taking Giannis over everybody else. So I don't think the Knicks are there. I think they're like a 4-3 team at best.
Okay. Wow. So you're thinking the Bucks are really the wild card team here. I like that. Chris
Giannis has been great.
I mean, yeah.
I think the Milwaukee Bucks have ugly names, and I think this question is being asked too early. I don't know really what came up with this question, but it's fine.
Your question.
I'm asking this question too early.
Wow. Titus, you're bringing this up now before Mitchell Robinson is back, the anchor for the New York Knicks, who should be back early next month.
Your take is trash.
And I don't want to judge this team, but offensively, the Knicks are right there with the Cavs. They look every bit as good. Watched them the other night against Detroit. Detroit could not miss. Malik Beasley, beasting from 3. And but the Knicks are right there. Like, they just need some defense, and if anyone's going to figure out defense, it's going to be Thibodeau. And with Mitchell Robinson coming back, I think they really could make the Eastern Conference Finals. So I like it as the 4. I like the Bucks being that 4th team.
I'm curious how you think they figure out defense, though,
because they could implement Mitchell Robinson as the anchor of the at the 5, move Cat to the 4, and kind of replicate what they did in Minnesota.
Who goes to the bench then?
OG at the 3, Josh Hart, because they have Michael at the 3, gives them a little depth, and then OG at the 2. You have those giant ass Aerodactyls at the 2 and 3 with Cat at the 4 and Mitchell at the 5. So I just think
Josh Hart is like a Tibbs guy through and through.
Yeah, I mean, you can also match up with Josh Hart and Cat depending on if you need to be fast or you want to be big.
Man, this is going to be
some flexibility.
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical of them finding defense.
This is going to be. I think it's going to be matchup dependent. So like right now, it's Cleveland 1, Boston 2, New York 3, Orlando 4, and Milwaukee 5. So if the playoffs started today, as they say, Orlando will be playing Milwaukee. That's a matchup that I would worry for Milwaukee a little bit. Let's say if Orlando's healthy, because Orlando's young, Milwaukee's old. That's what happened like with Indiana last year. That's a scarier matchup than they assume. And then after that, you would get, Cleveland. Now Cleveland's a little bit better suited to handle Giannis than New York is.
Mm-hmm.
And New York would then get Boston, who's the better version of what they're trying to do in the second round. So if that, let's say the Bucks win, their second round matchup is Cleveland, and then it's Boston, New York on the other side. I think that's tough for either of those teams to break through. But if you switch them around, if you put Milwaukee over on Boston side, if you put New York over on Cleveland side, I like those matchups maybe a little better for the underdog there.
See, that's why I kind of like New York, Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really interesting series.
New York, Boston is kind of,
I feel like, that's tough. I think Boston rolls them up. All right. I do have my stat on Boston. You guys have any other thoughts on those two questions?
I like New York over Milwaukee. Screw you, Joey. I'm just kidding.
Love you. Screw you, Joey. You're Milwaukee, Jake. You're asking this too soon.
This is ridiculous.
Screw your question.
Now? You're bringing this up?
What'd you get for asking a question? This stupid this early on in the season.
All right, I got a stupid stat for you guys. You guys know I love net rating. I love
You love Boston? Yeah.
I love Boston. No. So let's see here to kind of talk about like there's some who's contenders, who's not. I was doing a little research for some other questions that we had on the docket, but that didn't come out. But anyways, I was looking back, obviously over the last 10 years, to see some trends. See any trends? Okay. The last time there was a repeat champion. Okay. I think this is just kind of weird. I don't think it means anything. It was the Warriors in 16-17 and then 17-18. In 16-17, they were the number 1 net rated team with a net rating of 11.9. The following year, they were the number 3 net rating team with a net rating of 5.9. Boston Celtics last year were the number 1 team, net rating of 11.6. And this year, they're the 3rd net rating team with a net rating of 9.5. That's a recipe for a back-to-back champion. When you're that good after a year, you were that good. So
you're saying because they've regressed in net rating, they're gonna be the champion again?
Only times that regression in net rating works or does it matter is when you're a champion. Usually, the back-to-back champion, the back-to-back champion is almost never better the second year.
So is the stat that's missing in this piece in the last back-to-back season? Who were the other teams that climbed in net rating while the defending champion regressed?
It could be looked at that way.
I'm just thinking like the Celtics have regressed, and it's not because like they've necessarily gotten that much worse. It's that because
a couple
teams around them have gotten significantly better.
Now that I'll point
that out.
I'll point that out here in a second. But I think what I'm trying to say, mostly what I'm trying to say is that when a team goes through the finals, usually the next year after they take the foot off the pedal a little bit. And I think that's why you still like they're still top 5 in both offensive and defensive rating. But I think they have an extra gear that I'm not sure if like specifically the Cavs have. Like OKC might have it. So the two teams above them are the Cavs with a net rating of 10.8, which is really good. But that is not that's not a super dominant level. You really have to get to like 11 net rating to start talking about they don't lose the finals, which is where we find OKC at 12.9, which currently that's ridiculous. The teams like that get that high net rating, number one, they don't lose the finals. So, but it'd be interesting because they're going up against a team potentially.
Are we just saying like there are some really good teams?
There's some really good teams. The last time that there was 2 teams over, I think, double digits was the 16-17 season where the Warriors were actually maybe it was 15-16. Yeah, 15-16
Cavs Warriors.
Yeah, Cavs Warriors when the Cavs 1-7. Both the Spurs and the Warriors were over 11, I believe. They were 11 and then 12 for the Warriors or for the Spurs.
Back. Cavs Warriors.
Cavs Warriors. Oh man, wow! We get Cavs. Well, Cavs OKC and then Cavs win, sneak it out. That'd be interesting. Cavs were number 4 that year. I believe the Cavs are number 4 right now. Oh no, Cavs are number 2. Sorry, but yeah, interesting stat because I thought the last time there was a repeat champion, it's almost identical numbers with the 11.9, 11.6 to then 5.9 and 5 or 9.5, like a little reverse there, but it was interesting.
You love your net rating.
I love my net rating. It's not wrong.
It proves out.
All right. Anything else, boys?
No.
Or
go vote for other guards to not be LaMelo Ball.
Yeah. Vote for Trey.
Vote for Trey.
Vote for Garland.
Vote for Zach.
For Levine.
Zach. Yeah.
Sure. Vote for Ant.
Ant,
question his All-Star eligibility.
Nah,
I guess maybe you did that because I questioned Curry, and I kind of get it. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
Get it. Well, that is it for us tonight. Follow us at social media at the Box Out Boys. Slide into those DMs. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube and Spotify. Very much appreciate that. So until next time, a Box Out.